Welcome to the Night Trader Club. We find opportunities in the market and make some money. Before we get into another community request, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Don't forget, if you're a subscriber, then send in a stock or ticker by request. Enjoy the video. We're going to talk about EXP World Holdings, ticker EXPI. This is an online real estate company in the United States, and I'm thinking about opening up a new position. So this video is going to be me talking out my potential trade strategy and then charting out some technicals. Before we get into the video, we have a word from one of our sponsors. This video is brought to you by Aunt Tina's Bitcoin Cleaning Solution. Don't let your Bitcoins just sit on a shelf to collect dust and tarnish. Use Aunt Tina's Bitcoin Cleaning Solution to keep your Bitcoins shining and in pristine condition. This is one of the best Bitcoin cleaners on the market, folks. The formula is non-toxic, non-corrosive, and biodegradable. And Aunt Tina's cleaning solution is more powerful than those toxic Bitcoin solvents that end up taking longer to clean anyways. Just pick whichever scent you like the most. Terabyte Tangerine, Broadband Blossom, Processor Pineapple, or Bitcoin Berry. Just be sure to use the promo code NightTraderClub when you check out at Aunt Tina's Bitcoin Cleaning Solution. Alright, we'll go ahead and look into the video now. We're going to start with our yellow and pink line. Our yellow line here is the 50-day moving average, and our pink line is the 100-day moving average. These two are especially important right now because the 100-day moving average held up when the market corrected in March. So EXPI fell like everything else, fell through the 50-day moving average, which is not that bearish of a signal, but it held up above the 100-day moving average, which is a positive sign. If the stock would have fallen below the 100-day moving average, I would have been very bearish. So it held up. That was great to see. It's actually above, as of today's trading day, the end of today's trading day, it's above the 50-day moving average. So as for my potential trade, my time horizon, you should know, is 3 to 9 months. I am more likely to buy shares than calls, and I'll get into that, shares than options, and I'll get into that when we look at options. But as for shares, anything below $60 is a good buying opportunity. So what I'm just going to continue to watch this week is resistance level 1, which is this red line at $57. All right, so we're $1 away from resistance level 1. So I'm going to watch resistance level 1 because the stock is in between the 50-day moving average, so it's above the 50 and below resistance level 1. So I want to see which one it's going to bounce off of. Will it stay off of the 50 and go through resistance, or will it bounce off of resistance and go back through the moving average? So I'm going to watch that. If it corrects, that's no big deal. Like I said, or even if I miss it by a few minutes, like I said, my time horizon is 3 to 9 months. So missing out on $1 or $2 per share is not the end of the world, especially when it's serving as insurance for this bet. All right, so like I said, shares, anything below 60, I'm going to watch the 50-day moving average and the RSI. Let's take a look at the options. So if I was going to get an option, I'm looking at the September 17th, 2021, the $40 option. So the $40 in the money option. All right, so EXPI, September 17th, 2021, $40 call option. So this is in the money. It's not deep in the money, but a good ways. So the bid here is going to be somewhere between $22.80 and $24.60 per share. So your contract on this, you're going to pay somewhere around $2,300 to $2,400, closer to $2,400 for one contract. All right. So this is what I am looking at if I were to do an option play. So the implied volatility right now on that trade is at 105%, which is pretty high, but it's actually not that high compared to where the IV that it can get up to. It can get up to 306%. So this isn't too bad. And the reason why I don't want to do calls, and certainly I'm not going to do leaps. So see, if I do a leap, which this January 2023 is 676 days away, I'm not confident enough in the real estate market to tie up options for 676 days. I'm I'm not going to put the time into to understand and familiarize myself enough with the real estate market. All right, so there's FUD out there that we could be in a bubble. I don't want to be caught holding those bags at all. So if I was going to do a call option, it would actually be a shorter time horizon, and this 186 days till expiration is well within my 3 to 9 month time horizon. All right, anything, I was looking at the price of these things, the rest of these options, anything June and before are YOLOs. They really are just YOLO. So I'm not going to tie myself up in that, although I'm fighting that. Those YOLOs, some of those YOLOs do look pretty good. All right, back to the chart. We'll go ahead and look at the technicals. So what I'm just going to go ahead and do is remove resistance level 1 and resistance level 2. And before I remove it, we have support level 1 at $40. All right, hopefully we don't see that again, but if stock does correct in the next week or two, still in the fight if we're above $40. All right, so I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove the averages. What we're going to go ahead and put on here is we'll pull up a 1-year chart, and we'll go ahead and do a pitchfork. This stock is setting up very nicely for a pitchfork. It's had a 2020, especially the latter part of 2020 was a great, and the beginning of 2021 was a great run for EXPI. So we'll go ahead and use green for this. All right, so with the pitchfork, I'll draw it out with you guys. We're going to go from the base of the significant run. So this looks like this run started early August. We'll go from the base up to the high of the highest point. Then we'll go to the low of the lowest point, which was recently on March 5th. Okay, so with the pitchfork, what I look for is this median, the stock magnet. All right, the stock wants to gravitate towards the magnet. And if you're looking at, okay, where can this stock trade? Basically, what you just use the length of the longest run in time and price. And, in the stock market, the stocks history does not repeat itself, but it does rhyme. So we'll go ahead and use a blue segment for this. So we'll go from the base of the beginning of the run to the end of the run. Apply that at the base, the most recent low. Looking good. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. Scroll down a little bit. All right. Wow, that works out very nicely. Okay, so it looks like if you were an average bull, average bullish, not quite extremely bullish, I would say conservatively that the stock would reach $120 sometime in September. All right. If you were a hyper bull, if you're thinking that this might run and correct, this steep loss might correct sooner than this linear progression. If you're thinking there might be some exponential growth in the next month or so, what we can do is for this segment, we'll just use yellow. All right. If you're a hyper bull, you're looking for a scenario like this. Okay, so the stock previously traded in this manner in time and price. So if you're a hyper bull, we might see all-time highs again of $90 around April 8th. If you're conservative, all-time highs sometime around June. And if you're ultra-conservative, all-time highs around September. I do think that will be reached sooner than that. And the reason why is the earnings for EXPI. The real estate market right now is obviously on fire right now. I don't know how long that will last, which is why I don't want to get into call options. But I may play call options on a quarterly basis. So basically right now I feel as though I have missed out on the call options. And the reason why, all right, I'm going to get rid of this pitchfork. We have the dates in time of when I think we're going to see all-time highs. Again, at the soonest, beginning of April, if you're a perma bull. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of these. All right, we're going to zoom out a little bit. make this look appropriate. Just give me a minute. Okay, zoom out. So basically, I feel as though I have missed out on options because if you look at the event, here, look at the earnings for EXPI. Earnings for EXPI, there's a significant move to the upside in the share price, significant movement post earnings. Okay, so we had earnings August 6, 2020. Like I said, this was the beginning of the run. You could argue the run started before that. If you look at the 2-year chart, you could say the run started July or even June 2020. But I went ahead and went with August. So we had earnings through 2019, which was pretty flat, pretty normal, and then you had the pandemic, which pretty flat, pretty normal, and then the housing market boomed during the pandemic, and that's reflected in EXPI. So basically, the last earnings, we're at earnings right now. So like I said, I feel like I have missed it, although the run on earnings does take a few weeks to build out. So we'll see. I'm going to continue to watch what happens this week with EXPI. I want to see how resistance level 1 holds up. Again, resistance level 1 was $57. So I'm going to watch $57, see how that holds up. If worse comes to worse, I don't like the call options, I'll just buy shares. Let me know what you guys think about EXPI, what you guys think about my strategy, or how awful it is. I would love to hear either way. Use the comment section and let me know if you guys have any other requests. Thank you. Have a good one. I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you have any questions about this stock or a request for a new video, then reach out to me in the comments or on Twitter. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.